maybe the most famous childless cat lady, Taylor Swift, who was the big surprise on the night of the only scheduled at this point presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Moments after it ended, Taylor dropped her endorsement of Kamala Harris, and yes, she used the photo with her cat. She said, "I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. I've done my research and I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. With love and hope, Taylor Swift."
Now,
childless cat lady.
I will say this, which is funny. I mean, that's a jab. She said what motivated her. I mean, look, it is undeniably hugely powerful that she's done this. But she said what motivated her was an image going around, an AI-generated image, making it appear she was supporting Donald Trump.
Right, which Donald Trump had reposted on Truth Social.
And so she said she needed people to understand this, and she needed the truth to come out.
Right. She said she was needed to combat. The only way to combat misinformation is to put the truth out there.
And that part, I'm not buying.
Right.
I mean, that's not why she did this.
Right. It's a rationalization. She was going to do it anyway.
She was gonna do it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure it's a factor that, you know, with AI, it's scary how amazing the capabilities are of AI. And so she wants to make sure that people know the truth. And like you guys said, Donald Trump did share it himself. So people in his fan base, you know, they might actually think it's real. So she wants to clarify that. But I think you guys are right when saying that she was going to endorse Kamala regardless. It was just all about timing. And last night, a lot of people saw the debate, saw Kamala speak maybe for the first time, and felt like she did a tremendous job. So you had all this momentum after the debate where that was the time for her to speak. So even if she had something like this prepared, she knew that this was the moment to say something. And her impact on young people is tremendous. So you know that it could make a huge difference.
The key thing in her statement, we didn't put all of it there on the screen, but is that she included a link for
registering to vote.
To register to vote.
Right.
And that may be the most important thing that Taylor Swift is going to do here.
And she did that in 2022.
Mobilize people, people to vote. So.
You know, it's interesting. I was watching one of the cable news shows early this morning, and they interviewed an official from the Harris campaign. And the anchor asked her, did Kamala speak with Taylor last night? Wouldn't answer the question.
So you think that means she did or she didn't?
I think she did. Huh. Don't you?
It didn't have to happen last night. It could have happened before. I just think it isn't. Look, we anticipated she was going to do this, but we all thought it would be
closer to the election.
Closer to the election.
But
so now the question is,
because of
did she do it too early?
Because of early voting, people can. This is the time to do it.
And that's interesting because she did mention. Taylor said in the statement, she said that I find that voting early is the best way to do it.
So that's why she did it.
Yeah.
So we put a bunch of polls up on the website. I think they're really interesting.
Yeah, Taylor's endorsement of Harris. So glad she did it, or stay in your lane. I honestly don't know which way it's going to go. Wow. You don't. Normally, there's a bit more pushback on celebrity endorsements.
I know, and a lot of people voted, over 30,000. Taylor's endorsement will make a difference. No brainer. Harris will greatly benefit or won't move the needle.
Yeah.
It's consistent.
It is.
Next one.
Next one. Let's see if it stays consistent. Taylor's endorsement will alienate some fans. Yep, her fan base is going to shrink. Ridiculous. She won't lose fans. Ridiculous. If we're following along, yes. All right.
Even bigger
consistent.
margin. Okay, last one. Taylor's political views influence me. This is the most important. For sure, she's super smart and informed. Sorry, I don't take advice from singers.
The trend is it's got to be the first one, right?
The trend is there. Look at that.
Whoa!
Is that interesting?
That is interesting.
That's fascinating.
Because that goes against, because you would think, wow.
That is fascinating.